Yay! Hi.
Yay! 1 minute to go.
Yay! I'm so much looking forward to it.
Yay! I got the notification that we are live from Facebook. That's
Yay!
cool.
That is excellent. Yeah.
Welcome, everybody.
Yay!
Let's wait
Welcome.
a couple of minutes more
For live
for
streaming.
people to join. I'm so excited. It's going to be our first live on Facebook from the page of LEA Growing People.
Hey, congratulations. You're really going places. Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah, it is exciting. It's exciting
Very
to be
good.
part of it. So it's great to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 1 sharp right now. So I guess people will start joining us throughout the journey. Then later on, the video will be shared on all social media. I want to start, before we go ahead with anything else, to really recap from where we left you, Rikke, because last Sunday you shared with us a video that we will look again right now, and with a call to action, which was, participate next Wednesday, which is today. So let's see where we were. Yeah.
Okay. With a coach, it's an equal relationship where we figure it out together.
Good.
So what is the difference between a therapist and a coach, and how can that help you? I will tell you more about that in this video. My name is Rikke Ebel Nielsen. I'm a PCC LEA coach. So a therapist is looking in your past and looking at problems and seeing what you can do about that and telling you what you can do about that. Where a coach is about working together, looking at where you are now and where you want to go. In a therapist relationship, it's more like the therapist is the expert and telling you what you need to know. With a coach, it's an equal relationship where we figure it out together. I have my experience, you are an expert on you, and then we find out the best steps for you. So when should you pick a coach or a therapist? So a therapist is a good option if you have any mental diseases that you need help with, then you need a therapist. If you have what I call a normal life crisis, where you lose your job or you are unhappy in your marriage or your life is not going in the way you want to, then a coach is the right solution. If you have other questions, you can comment below. Have a growing day.
Yeah, so this is exactly where we were, right? And when I was listening to the video, I really connect to that moment in my life when for the very first time, I do connect with you. So this is how all of that started, because I have to share that Rikke became almost 2.5 years ago my business coach. And it's definitely thanks to her that now LEA Growing People has the structure that it has, that I am here, believing in the projects, putting all my efforts into it, bringing a network of other experts and coaches that are together with me and Rikke in this journey and projects and experience. So I definitely remember when I bumped into your studio the very first time, and I was like, okay, I have some ideas, but I'm so lost. I don't know where to start, right?
Yes, I remember that very clearly. And you were very much doubting if you were even in the right place, if this was what you wanted to do. And then we kind of took it like one step at a time, building. And it's actually incredible to see how far you come. I'm really impressed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely thanks of all your support for sure. And this brings us to our first question, because today is going to be a Q&A session where we really get curious about what is that you do, how you can help, as you did with me, other people, other entrepreneur, other co-founder, or whichever person that is in this moment of their life when they feel there's something waiting for them and they want to just dive into it and make it happen. So do you recommend everybody to start their own company, Rikke?
Well, being an entrepreneur is a very specific lifestyle. I think you can nod yes to that, and other people who have been choosing this journey know that it is very different from being an employee. So I would say yes, everybody can do it, but not everybody will love it. So you have to maybe ask yourself the question, am I the person who just want to go to work, do my job so I can go home and do my hobbies or be with my family? Or am I the kind of person who just loves getting that promotion, becoming that director and climbing those career ladders in very big companies? Or are you the one who prefers to be like your own boss, make you say, I have a vision of what I want to do. If only I was in charge, if only I could make all my own decisions and decide everything, then I could create a life and a business that would really work for me. If the last one is you, where you're thinking, I want to make decisions, I want to be in charge of my own life, yes, then you should definitely start your own company and go the entrepreneur route.
So from what you are saying, it really seems that is pretty much linked to what you feel is your life purpose, where you really feel you would fit the best.
Yes, of course. That is life purpose is one thing, and usually it's not starting a company. It's more like living from love or making a change in the world or appreciating the world. And you can make that into a company so that you have that fit between that you are your own boss and you are living your life purpose at the same time.
Now that you're saying that, I really connect with those people that really made of their passion the inspiration of their company, right? Or the mission of their company, which I think is what has happened to me and my husband when we created LEA Growing People. When you are really able to merge and blend your life purpose together with your own company. And what was possible for me doing the journey with you was really to realize how those things could be combined together and find resonance and meaningful and impacts in everything that I was doing. So definitely, to summarize, I think that understand to which category you do belong. If you will put work on a second level, is just to pay the bill. If you like to be scaling as corporate ladders, or if you want to make your own decision and being your own boss, then in the last case, then you are the eligible one to start.
Exactly.
That's amazing. So you are now delivering through LEA Growing People a program that is called Startup Booster. Would you be able to let us know how helpful it is?
Yes. So as it is described on our website, when you say how helpful it is, so what the results of this only 8-session program is actually that you become much more clear on what it is that you're doing, and which is essential as an entrepreneur. You have to be able to explain your vision to others so that they understand it, so they buy your product, so they do the work that you need, so they deliver the things that you need to be able to move forward. And if you don't believe it, nobody else will believe it either. And even when you believe it, they're going to say, that's never going to work. But then you keep going and woof, suddenly you are Elon Musk or Richard Branson or something. It's just one step at a time. Keep going, keep going. So that is one thing, the clarity to understand that. And then there's also results, because a lot of it is talking through the session, but then after the session, there are things that the entrepreneur to be is going to be doing that will move them forward in the direction that they want. And therefore, there will also be results. So there will be clarity, there will be understanding, and there will be physical results from doing the program.
Yeah, no, that's resonates to me so much, because I've been there. What is this is the other question, because again, all the process is happening just because of the person they are in charge of this process, right? Related to the commitment you will put to make it happen, and most of the time, the owner, the entrepreneur, the one who got the idea, need to express a lot of leadership skills going through the process. So what do you think is the startup leadership? Rikke, I think he got frozen. We've been losing Rikke. What happened? Yeah, let's see if we can reconnect with Rikke. Definitely, we got a little bit of entering in a very, very important topic, the one about startup leadership. And now leadership is a word that becomes so often into our posts, into our social media, when we talk about businesses, when we talk about entrepreneur. What are the traits of a great leader? This is definitely, here we are. Yay, we lost you for a bit.
Yes, I'm so sorry about that. Now I'm on my...
Okay. I was sharing, how much the leadership topic now is in the mouth of everybody, and how important it is to learn how you can be a leader, and most of all, what are the specific skills of a leader in a startup process, in a startup situation.
Yes, you're right. Everybody needs to be leading their own life, and in the startup process, I think the leadership skills that are really here is one is, again, to be very clear on what you want and be able to communicate that to people around you, and to yourself, of course, and then to people around you, because you are creating something from nothing. So you have to be able to pull that out of nothing, and people are not going to understand you in the beginning, but you have to keep making it clearer and clearer and clearer what it is that you are going to be producing or selling or enriching the world with. So that is one thing about the startup leadership that you have to understand, to be very, very specific and very clear on what you want. Well, I can give a short example of a Danish Olympic team who wanted to win a gold medal in kayaking, and they just start telling everybody, we want to win the gold medal in kayaking, and that suddenly the grandparents helped take care of the children, suddenly kayaks were delivered, suddenly things start, when you have a very clear goal, people will start feeding that goal because they understand it. So that's what a startup leadership needs to do. And then secondly, it's very important to communicate and be clear on what team do you need to reach there, and look at your interested parties, which we are focusing quite a lot on in this Startup Booster program. Because if you're a lot of wasting, you might be spending way too much time on things that you enjoy, that you're good at, that your comfort zone, but there might be some things over here that are crucial for your success. And you have to start looking at that if you want to reach where you want to go. And this is something where I, as a coach, can help you remember and focus on all the areas that you need to do to be successful.
That, I guess, those 3 areas might be related to, dealing relationship with other stakeholders, but might also be related to, as you said, prioritizing skill, time management skills. Really understand what are those areas that now I have in mind the Pareto principle, like the 20% of your job will give you the 80% of your results. So most of the time we stay, in that area, which is not giving the 80% of our results, just because it's so scary to enter in those areas which will give us, the most of it.
Oh, that reminds me of the third one, which is, of course, when you become an entrepreneur, you're going to be doing things for the first time a lot. So instead of like if you are a lawyer or an engineer, you're an expert or a hairdresser, you know what you're doing when you make that hairstyle or when you talk about the law, because you've been doing it so many times and you're good at it. But starting up a company and finding the marketing or the finance or the investors or whatever it is, you're going to be doing things that you have not done before. And that is why Richard Branson recommends just fail fast. Just don't try to make it perfect, because you are going to fail and you need those failures and learn from them and move forward. And which is true for everybody in life, but it's specifically true for the startup leadership.
Absolutely. And this bring me the images of the babies, when they need to learn how to stand up, nobody's going to tell them, press your feet on the ground, activate your calf and your quads, push yourself up, engage your glutes. I mean, this is not going to happen. We just make them learn by try it and falling and try and falling and try and try and falling. And eventually the first day when they will make their own step, we will be so happy and celebrating and cheerful. So it's like going back, to that moment. And you feel so stupid sometimes, but I always try to approach those very first time with a lot of curiosity and a lot of, also having always in mind, how can I celebrate once I will be able to make this step forward, so having a kind of a recognition at the end, or something that you can stop and say, okay, I made it, and this is so important.
Yeah. And when you say it like that, with curiosity and celebration, it sounds fun. Like this is something that it's fun. And we all remember our first time. It's where you really feel alive. It's where you're really living. You're definitely not just going through automotion. Just you have to focus. You have to be present. Which some people would say is what life is all about. So you get that as a gift when you become a startup, an entrepreneur.
Yeah, you're right. You touch upon another point that I would like to dig down a little bit further, which is, what is the startup team, the ideal startup?
Yeah. Okay. So if we are looking at like normal functions in a company, it will be very different depending on what business you're creating. But what LEA has posted on LinkedIn as well is about how to have a successful team, which has been researched at Google, is actually, well, yes, actions and clear goals are important. And you also need psychological safety, so that people feel safe to do their best. Without fear of being judged or making a mistake. So it's not enough that the leader is failing fast or is okay with failing. He or she also has to be okay with the team doing the same thing and creating a space for that. So research shows that the high-performance teams have more than 3 times the positive interactions than negative. 3 times more. You have to have positive conversations, things happening, and then once in a while we can have to focus on, we don't know how to do this, we need to get better in that area. But if you want to be high performing, there has to be a positive spin on it. It has to feel safe. And what else? What were the other ones?
Yeah, after psychological safety, for sure, there's the dependability. I mean, being in the team, knowing, if I ask one of my colleagues to do something, I know this person will be accountable for that, will take the responsibility on that. I know I can rely on my team, on my colleagues. And this is so important, because you might expose yourself towards your client, you might expose yourself towards your manager, you might expose yourself to another person in the team, and it has to be a common effort, and you need to know you can rely on those pieces of the puzzle to get there.
Then when we all live together, it's much easier for everybody than if one person has to do all the lifting.
Absolutely. And this is bringing to a very important consideration, which is the structure and the clarity. So the processes, the operation part, the structure, it really comes after all those 2 points, because you might have the most effective structures and procedure and leaflet and operation, whatever. But if the people in the team, they don't feel psychological safe, or they don't feel they can depend or interdepend or co-depend from the other member of the group, the startup in that case, you are not going anywhere. Everybody's just going to do is narrow pieces of the structure, being sure they do it at best, but there's no a flow and a common goal.
And the worst case scenario, which can be that is that if you have team members who don't want the project to succeed, and you can create that by saying, oh, I want you to paint that wall blue, and then the person's going to paint it and say it won't look good, so I don't care, just do it. And I can promise you it will not look good. And the person who has painted the wall blue will come and say, I told you so. And then you're standing there as the manager like, okay. So this is more like the old-fashioned way of managing, where you say, do that, do that, do that. But if people don't understand, don't have the clarity and the structure and the vision, and we don't all work together, you might have people on the team who's almost working against you. So that is the what's called the risk of being that hard boss who just tells people what to do. Instead of breaking from strength and using your team's strength and trusting them to deliver.
The other step that will come after is that part of being really meaningful in the work you do, and this is, again, if you are positive and there's the structure, there's the clarity, there's the psychological safety, there's this dependability. Everybody has a lot of clarity about what is the reason why I'm painting this wall. What meaning this wall has to me. I'm representing maybe the quality of my company. I'm representing the image, the brand of my company, where I do belong, where I do feel I want to contribute. So it's going to have a completely different, delivery if for you this as a meaning, if your work has a meaning for you. And it's important, I guess, to have a team which work to perceive and to achieve meaningful action and meaningful outcomes.
Exactly. And it's important to explain why people are doing what they're doing, so that they understand how they're contributing and feel like they're a part of the product at the end.
Definitely. The last part of the pyramid, I would say, for a very efficient team is the impact. And this, again, is the result of the process, right? And it's the last part. Only if you have A, B, C, D, you're really going to get that impact that the leadership from the very beginning was depicting in his mind. So, and you have this impact you want to achieve, you share it with your team member, you make sure there's psychological safety, you make sure that you can rely on each other, they can rely on each other, that the structure is clear, that that the work as meaning for them, and then for sure you're gonna achieve the impact that you want. What do you think most of the time should be the impact that a startup team?
Sorry?
What do you think is the impact that a startup team should look for?
The impacts. Well, that is that's a good question. But that is, of course, to exceed the goals or the vision and the clarity. So they buy in on what we're doing here. So for if you look at LEA, you have growing people, right? That's the impact that your team is focusing on all the time, and is what we have in the back of our mind whenever we do things. So have that clarity, and impact will create that, for sure.
Definitely, you're totally right. So I want to next question is how they can sign up for the Startup Booster program then.
Yeah. So LEA has an excellent website. It's called leagrowingpeople.com. Or you can, there's also a phone number that you can call and sign up. And in coaching, it has been, because coaching is a bit different from other businesses, we actually often offer like a sampler session. So it is possible to book half an hour with me or another coach from LEA, which is free of charge, just to get a feel of what it would be like to be in this coaching program. Or you can sign up right if you're saying, this is for me and I'm in a hurry. That happens sometimes for entrepreneurs, like I need to go, I don't have time to check this out. You can sign up right away, book your first session online, and we are off. So up to you what you need, but there's definitely a lot more information. You can call me, you can call Elena, you can call the head number and get more help. But it's very easy to go to the website and just sign up and go ahead.
Great. So through their first 30 minutes session, they will eventually share with you what are the goals they want to achieve, and you will explain to them how those goals can be achieved throughout the program, right?
Yes, there is an explanation, but there's usually also a short coaching session, a 10-minute like sampler session. So you will get something out of those 30 minutes. It's not just talking about coaching, it's actually experiencing coaching.
Amazing.
So yeah.
That's amazing. And then the last question, what is that we can already start doing today to start boosting our businesses while we are waiting to meet you, while we are waiting to have this 30 minutes free trial session with you and get to, connect with you, create this alchemy?
Yeah. Okay. So I would suggest that you take a paper or a pen or a computer or how you like to write, and just write one pager about your company and your product. What is it that you have? What is it that you want? And keep it to yourself. You don't have to share it with me right away, but you need to have that very clearly. And then secondly, there is, of course, the business case. It's easy to find a business case somewhere online. They used to be like, okay, so how much value can my company have? And if you need to borrow money in the bank, or you want an investor, you need to prove that this is a good idea. But all those questions that you answer in the business case, you need to answer anyway. Like, how are you going to sell this product? How are you going to produce this product? How much money do you need up front? How much money are you going to be making? Who do you need on the team to be able to move forward? So starting answering all those questions is going to help you.
Great. So I guess that then you can go through together with them to clear.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
That
everything
because
you
do at the beginning is like
bring it to the sessions, and then we work with it.
Exactly. I remember myself doing this at the beginning. What is it? I mean, am I writing the right things? Will it be really this way, or will it be that way, or how people will get this? How there's a lot of doubt.
There's a lot of guessing. There's a lot of guessing. So of course there's some research that needs to be done, but you also just guess. Actually, one thing that I say a lot in a coaching session is if I ask a question and people say, I don't know, so just make it up. right now? If you were making it up right now, what would you write? So that would be my recommendation for your first draft of the business case, is just make it up.
That's amazing. So one of the suggestions, we would love to make this chat even more, actionable, and we really want to leave you with a call to action, which is basically really add in the comments here below, or even if you watch this video later on, whenever you will be able to listen to this video, what is that you want to achieve by being an entrepreneur, by starting up your new company? What is that you want to achieve? And if I can share my personal experience, I really go back. I remember when I was from 3 to 5 years old, that I had this sense of not being seen, not being noticed, because of the situation that were happening in my house. I tried to be as much supportive as possible with my parents, but within me, I really felt, I didn't have the right voice, or the right, look, or the right action I was doing to be visible and to be meaningful, and then I ends by having a special need child who, through his, small ages between 2 and 5, went exactly through the same process, of not being able to fit, not being able to express himself, to be understood, a lot of rejection, a lot of humiliation, and as a mother, being in that cloth when I was exactly the same age was so painful, and I was also so angry about going through this again, despite it was from a very different perspective. But when it touched to somebody that you really love, like, it's so intense what was happening within me. And this is the moment when I realized that I needed to grow into a better person, that I need to get rid of all those limiting beliefs, all this anger, on all this, victim mode, all this complaining, all this negativity, because my son, it really deserved a different future. So what is that I want to achieve by being, the co-founder with my husband of LEA Growing People and bringing this startup forward, is to make sure any child will feel the same way, and to also make sure that us as parents and as a working parents, we will never find ourselves regretting that we are at work where we would love to be with our children, or that we are with our children regretting we are not at work, and find this authenticity, this balance, where everything is so part of you that fits so well together. So I really want to achieve a better world, for the children to come, from the leader to come. But this has to start from us, that today we are entrepreneur, we are founder, we are C-suite, very busy at work with very great impact we want to create on our business, but also with, wife or husband and children waiting for us at home, that see us as their greater role model. So I would really love if you could share, down in the comment, what is that you want to achieve? I share my personal perspective. I guess, Rikke, you also can share yours if you want. We would really love to hear what is that world that you are depicting in the future, where you want your kids to live tomorrow.
Oh, wow, that's a big one. That is very inspiring to hear, Elena, and so impressive that you're not just talking about it, you're doing it. Like, you are living your dream life. And I know you're challenged. It's not easy. It's not problem free, but you're doing it. That is amazing and very inspiring. And I can imagine other people would feel that and would want something similar.
Yeah, and again, remember, if it wasn't for Rikke, I will never reach to that clarity. So make sure you don't lose the opportunity of meeting Rikke 101. We really want to thank you for the time you have spent with us.
You're welcome.
We
You're
hope
welcome.
this will be, the first of a series of many other live session. Thank you so much, Rikke, for the live and for the life, the live and the life. And is there something that you want to add?
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, please keep doing what you're doing, Elena. And for people who are considering starting their own company, I would say, do it. You will not regret it. You will not regret taking life into your own hands and going for it. So we need you. So go ahead.
We are all here to support you, by the way. Any choice you will make. Thank you so much to all the growing people out there. This is all from Elena, co-founder and CEO of LEA Growing People, and this is all from
Rikke Ebel Nielsen, and I'm a life coach working for LEA Growing People. So have a growing day, everybody. Bye.
Growing day. Bye.